Hi, I am Melissa May Bedro, GE6 Section A. The confrontation between the Academy's standards and viewpoints and the modernist inventive approaches has characterized the history of modern Philippine art. During the Spanish colonial period, the academic style was formed, and it followed the principle of the Spanish, Italian, and French academies. The Spaniards came to the Philippines in the early 16th century with the primary goal of spreading Catholicism. As a result, the development of holy art and icons was highly encouraged. Neoclassicism and realism became the norms by the late 19th century. 20th century art of the Philippines, a period which on social level saw the Spanish rule and arrival of the Americans, and on cultural level witnessed intense artistic exchanges with the West. Planting Rice by Fernando Amorsolo. The entry of Americans triggered a new wave of nationalism in the Philippine society, exemplified through Fernando Amorsolo's art. Traditional folk scenes were emphasized in the art of the time as a symbol of projected national identity. Traditional practices, activities, and jobs are some of the most well-known motifs. In retrospect, some historians have criticized Amorsolo for portraying an idealized depiction of life at the time, while others have stated that his painting mirrored people's yearning to escape from complicated reality into simplicity. Through Philippine culture, this is the theme that composes most of Fernando Amorsolo's artworks. Rice planting is among those that depicts the real Filipino tradition that is still applicable until the present time. The picture depicts a rice field with farmers, both male and female, going about their daily tasks on a bright sunny day. The colors utilized were largely pastel in nature. Thus, it has a light visual weight. To create a sensation of tranquility and harmony, no dark hues were employed, despite the fact that the rice planting is a strenuous labor. The painting made it appear to be a simple task and a pleasant day to be outside. It was an ideal picture of a provincial life, like most of his painting. The particular genre what was used in realism. He painted the details as to how it might look like in real life. However, faces of the farmers were not vividly detailed because their barry huts covered them, supposing that the sun was in the peak in the picture. Amorsolo's trademark were the backlighting technique and the Filipino tradition themes. In a rice planting, the backlighting technique manifested wherein figures are outlined against a characteristic glow. An intense light on one part of the canvas highlights nearby details. Sunlight is a consistent element in Amorsolo's work. Brush strokes were smooth, which emphasizes the serene feel intended by the artist. Fernando Curto Amorsolo is the first painter to be designated as the country's official artist. One of his most famous works was Rice Planting, which he created in 1922, despite the fact that the Philippines were under American colonial control at the time. Amorsolo regularly produced portraits that reflected the authentic Filipino soul. Despite the fact that rice planting became so famous at the time that he was utilized in the calendars, brochures, and other materials, opponents that Amorsolo made them as a keepsakes for the Americans. Critics were also claiming that Amorsolo's works have no deep meanings. There is nothing to appreciate aside from how it was made. But still, Amorsolo was the prominent artist to promote the impression of the Filipino identity on canvas.